Hey everyone, my name is Emily,
And I'm Yasmine.
and we're super excited to introduce you to our new podcast called Doctors Who Wear Pink. In this podcast, we'll be interviewing medical students, residents, and attendings on various topics that are related to being in the medical field, but might not be per se about, the exact role of being a physician. If you came to this podcast to learn how to improve your Anki time or do better on UWorld, this might not be the podcast for you. We are very excited to highlight that, we are not just medical students, but we have lives outside of medical school, and we're super excited to dive into that deeper with you.
Yes, this is something we've been really thinking about for a while, and we kind of, landed on the name Doctors Who Wear Pink to kind of, use pink as a symbol of, females in medicine. And that represents all different kinds of femininity that we hope to represent on this podcast. I think there's just a lot of like falsities out there on, what it actually means and what it realistically looks like to be a woman in medicine. And as, two females that are medical students, we,
Mhm.
look on thinking about our lives, our families, what our career is going to look like. And we have probably just as many questions, maybe more, as like you guys do. And so we naturally already wanted to talk to people and like, get the answers to these questions. And I think where we're at, we actually have really great mentors for that. And so we actually wanted to record those conversations and share them with you all. We don't know what answers are going to come out of these stories, but we hope that it gives everyone kind of a realistic view of, all the different, checkpoints it takes to, really become a female physician.
Yeah, thank you, Yasmin. I'm beyond excited for this podcast. I think that we have some super great interviewees lined up for us throughout, and super excited to get started. So, before we launch our first episode and share that with you all, we kind of just wanted to introduce ourselves. I grew up in Minnesota and moved to Miami a few years ago, but now I'm a Gator, Blue Devil turned Gator, and so I'm super excited to be here. I was a college athlete, which has been really important to me, and I hope to kind of translate the importance of an active lifestyle and sports into my career as a physician later on.
Yeah. And I grew up in Tampa, Florida, went to the University of Florida for undergrad, now go to Florida for med school. So we're an in-state girly. We didn't live in Minnesota like Emily did. We're very familiar with this warm weather, but yeah, I got a degree in engineering, and so I'm really passionate about quality improvement and putting that into my future practices to really help, patient outcomes and health safety and quality. So that's kind of, I feel like, my niche within medicine. But with all of that, because we are students at the University of Florida, and some of the people that we're interviewing are attendings or residents at the University of Florida, we just kind of wanted to give a disclaimer of just, even though we are people who go to UF, what UF thinks and what we say are completely separate entities. So we by no means represent any sort of like university of ideals or anything like that. So just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, and we're really excited to get this started. We have some really awesome interviews that are already underway, and we hope you all like it.